What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of More to Marriage. I'm your boy, 𝐪𝐸.
And I'm your girl, Crystal.
Thank y'all for being here with us. Listen, let me just be real. Listen, it has
be real, babe.
It has been a week, okay?
Yeah.
It's been a lot going on. This has been a rough week at home with the kids, work, business, travel.
We've just been short with each other.
Let's just be real.
Just not wanting to be here right now. But we prayed about it. We said, listen, we're going to have a better day. We're going to
push through.
We're going to push through. This is just to encourage y'all. Sometimes y'all going to feel good about y'all days.
Yeah.
And some days it's going to be really difficult and hard.
And we're not going to hop on here and be smiling and grinning as if everything is perfect. And our batteries are low. Okay. This week, we used this language in our marriage about batteries. And I'm just like, hey, where's your battery at today? Where's your battery? And the other day, Crystal was like, I'm going to be honest with you, 25%.
Yes. I think 25. I'm still at, I think I climbed up a little bit. I think I'm about 45% 45. Today.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But listen, today we're talking about something entitled trust,
yes,
which goes into the conversation we're even having just now about, our batteries, where our batteries are. I heard this quote one time about trust, and it has changed the game for how I view trust. It's something I heard years ago, but it'll never, ever leave me. This person told me that trust is built in drops, but it's lost in buckets.
Wow.
Trust is built in drops, but it's lost in buckets. You can lose trust with somebody in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, just doing one wrong thing.
Matter of seconds. Saying
one wrong thing.
Saying one wrong thing. Yes. And all the trust that you've built up over time with just consistent drops can be lost in 13 seconds.
Can mean nothing.
Can mean nothing. But here's what we know. That idea of trust, we're all over the spectrum when it comes to trust within our marriages.
Yes.
But here's what I want us to be encouraged by. Trust can be built.
Yes.
We can build trust. And today's conversation is about how do we build trust with our spouse? And it's really three main areas we can do this in.
Yes. And the first one is in our character, building up our character. Are we humble? Are we sacrificial?
Yeah.
Are we women and men of integrity? Yeah. How do we carry ourselves in the spaces and places with our spouse and when we're away from our spouse? Yeah. Are we the same person or do we switch up? I think it's important for us to build good and healthy character so that our spouse can trust us when we are in front of each other and when we're away from each other.
And the reality is, when it comes to this, hear me, y'all, when it comes to building up character in front of your spouse, you cannot run from your spouse when it comes to your character. They know every piece of detail about you because they're with you day in and day out with this whole idea of character. So really, it's about building up in front of somebody who sees you every single day, building up, okay, hey, here's some areas I need to work on in my character.
Yes.
And be honest.
Yes, and nobody's character is perfect.
That's right.
Your character isn't going to be fully built up.
That's right.
The day we meet each other.
That's right.
And it's not going to be fully built up, throughout our journey together in marriage, but it's an everyday work. It's an everyday dying to ourselves, dying to our flesh, dying to the things that we want. Sometimes I just want to sit in my bed and 𝐪𝐸 do everything with the kids, right?
That's right. That's right. But here's the reality, man. When it comes to this idea of character, there's so many men and women who don't trust their spouse because of their spouse's character. And that is hard, man. It's hard because you see up close day in and day out the consistencies and the inconsistencies. And so where could we grow when it comes to our character? For myself, I know for a fact, always, and I know this may be you as well, I have to work on the sacrifice part of my character. I have to be more others-centered because I want to care about myself and put myself before everybody in the house. But that's a character flaw. Okay, right. So we may have character flaws, but this can be worked on in the context of marriage. So one way to build trust with your spouse is to work on your character.
Yes.
The second is this right here.
The second is communication. And I always say clear communication.
We say communication so much.
All throughout every single one of our videos.
Almost every video, it's about communication. But you said clear communication.
Clear communication, letting your spouse know your needs and your wants. We are not mind readers. We say that also. We are not mind readers. I cannot figure out what's going on internally within you. So it's important for you to share clearly share what's happening in your world, what's happening at your job, what's happening in your extracurricular workspaces.
Yeah.
It's important to bring those things to your spouse because we might not know why you're short. We might not know why you have an attitude. But if you don't clearly communicate to us what's going on, we can't build trust.
And how does this build trust? Like for me, if I come home and I clearly communicate what's going on with me, my needs, my wants, how do you feel like that builds trust within our marriage?
It allows me to see you.
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to know that, you care to bring the good, the bad, the hard to me. Mm-hmm. And not for me to necessarily fix it, but like you can lay your burdens down.
Yeah.
It's like when you come into our home should feel like peace.
Yeah.
So if you can't come and bring your heart home, that lets us know that maybe we're lacking in the trust area. But I believe that if you can come and say, man, this was a hard day for me. Wow. This was a hard work day for me, but I'm going to trust my spouse enough to lay this burden down in front of her. Good. Matters to me.
Can you bring your heart home?
Can you bring your heart home?
Wow.
Yes.
Tweet that. Can you bring your heart home? Yes. That's true. We go through hard things.
Yes, and I think sometimes we don't want to share and communicate simply because, we're like, we had a day. So we're like, we want to just internalize everything. Yeah. But when you are in a marriage, you don't have to do it alone. You do not have to internalize. You have a partner that is here to rock it out with you, to be side by side, linking arms. Even if we can't figure it out, at least you're not in it by yourself.
And communication for me, let me just say this to the husbands out there, clearly communicating my needs, the things that I need at home and from Crystal, it has allowed me to take off the Superman cape and the mask to act like I got it all figured out and just lay down and like, hey, here's what's, I ain't got it all figured out. Yes. I need some time. I need some
space. I need a nap.
Whatever. Rest and napping is huge in this season of our life. You're going to hear that.
So when Marquise come home and he tries to pretend like, oh, he has it all together, everything's good, his day was good, even when he had a hard day, and he's like playing with the kids, but he's really depleted. If he doesn't communicate to me, hey, babe, I'm depleted. I need to break away. I need to take a shower, jump in the bed and rest, take a nap. I would not know. And so I'm thinking like we can all just talk with them, play with them, and he really has nothing to give. So clearly communicating with your spouse is so important because we can actually give you possibly the space that you need. Yeah,
absolutely. And last but not least is confidentiality. Man, the way you build trust in your marriage is through building up character, through building up communication, and then building up confidentiality. Can I share something in this marriage without this going to your mom? Ooh. Without this going to you did
Mama,
a little smirk.
I love you. Mama, I love you.
Talk to my mama. She talks to her mom and her grandmother every day. But I say that because there's a lot of people out there that feel like I'm not going to share some stuff because this is going to be on the news,
the family news,
and the family group chat the very next day. And there's just certain things where I'm like, hey, I just want to share this with you, and it lives here without it going other places.
And most of the time, we want it to live in one space with our spouse first because we're still in the middle of it. We're still working it out, processing it. And so we need to give our spouse space to process it just with us. And when it's time, it's time to be vulnerable and share with our collective groups of people, it will come a day for that. But our spouse should give approval on the things that we're sharing with other people, especially if it's big matters and things that could tear our spouse down.
Yeah. One of the quickest ways, y'all, to erode trust in a marriage is to break that confidentiality and share that with some people that your spouse just didn't give permission to share with. And we want to build strong, healthy marriages, and trust is the biggest currency we could use.
I trust you though, babe.
I trust you too. I trust you too. But trust is the biggest currency that we use within marriage, man. It's how we operate through our day-to-day life as a married couple. We're exchanging trust and saying, I trust you with this, I trust you with that. And so we want each and every person out there, there's an area where you have to work on at least in one of these three. Which one is it for you? And which one is it for your spouse? Is it character? Is it communication? or is it confidentiality? Listen, the reality is we're going to struggle in one of these areas. We're going to struggle. Some of us are going to struggle in all of these areas. But one thing this week that you could do to increase one of these areas. For me, I tell you right out the gate, it is the communication. I still struggle with just like internalized, not opening up, not sharing. That could seem small, but it's a flaw and it can erode trust over time. So the ways that we build trust with our marriages, increase character, increase communication, and increase confidentiality. And we believe these things will help you in your journey of marriage. All right. And as always, remember this, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. But remember, like we like to say here at More to Marriage, getting more out of your marriage starts
with giving more in your marriage. Until next time.
Peace.